Hello everyone again, Varel here, Flo, out of Portland, and our next video for the Frequently Asked Question mini-series is going to relate to the HOAs, specifically talking about common roofing disputes with HOAs from what I understand, what I've experienced. And that is just to help board members, to help decision makers understand the perspective of the relationship, at least from a roofer, and so that way maybe you can have better quality decisions or information for decision making in the future. So we get requests frequently from independent HOAs. We get them from all sorts of different entities to make sure that their buildings are protected from the top down. And then when we step on site, we take the inside out approach. This is at least how we flow. So the best roofs, hands down, are built from the inside out. So with HOAs, a lot of maintenance related questions are brought up, with the first being, do we even need to think about a roof replacement at this point? So that's probably one of the top questions. The next top questions is like, how much it's going to cost, right? Well, in HOA, there's funds set aside for future expenses, depending on the type of the HOA. Sometimes there's independent HOA advised communities, which we've dealt with individual homeowners at the level where the HOA is not going to directly oversee potentially an entire project, but a homeowner specific inside an HOA style relationship where they're required to have something along the lines, I think real estate people call it like a CCNR or something, where it's their standard codes of conduct where they can't get, believe it or not, they can't get like a metal roof because of the HOA. They have to stick to a specific shingle type, which I think is bogus, for the people that actually want to get the best value for the expense. The HOAs in this world are sticking with asphalt, one, because the initial upfront cost is the lowest, but in the long run, the HOAs are hurting the entire industry, because if they would just pivot to installing metal for communities that understand that they're a long-term entity type, that the best investment for long-term strategy in roofing is to go metal. But because the cost barrier associated with metal is generally going to be about 1.5 to 3 times the average cost of asphalt, depending on how you measure. Some people say 2 to 3, I say 1.5 to 3. Because there's different qualities in the metal, different qualities in the material that go into it. There's different building types, there's different architectural plans that make a roof way more complex versus simple, and that's going to be a lot to do with the penetrations and the facets in the roof. The facets being the amount of valleys, the hips and the ridges, the dormers, etc., the roof to wall details. The things that are structural components in the roof are called facets. These are the different, not all the aspects of a roof that are structural are facets, but the way that the roof is shaped has different facets because of the structural and detail of the roof. So the number of penetrations as well. You see this a lot in multifamily and other details. You're going to have in steep slope side of things, you're going to have a flapper vent per unit potentially, in some cases going through the roof. So if you have 4 stories of units, sometimes they're going all the way up through. And in best cases that I've seen, I'm not a sider, they go through the siding. I think that's a better design personally, because you have less roof penetrations and easier maintenance as well. So reducing penetrations on the roof, I think it should be a priority for everyone in the multifamily space. And if there's going to be some sort of reclad detail in the spec, that for the HOAs out there, learning from multifamily has value, because those people are investors. And back to me trying to treat all my clients as investors, I want you to get the best bang for your buck, the best return on investment, because you have potentially fixed income people in your HOA, or you have a budgetary consideration, or you have limited what's called reserve studies, right? So you want to get the best bang for your buck because you have a limited amount of funds to work with. And so God forbid you need to get financing, right? And what all that looks like. So if you have any questions on this, we're more than happy to help. But with roofing disputes and HOAs, I see a lot of design related issues that don't really align with the community's values. And we've experienced that firsthand for sure. There's product disputes, not only just the design of how the system is going to be installed or what system, it's the product itself. Literally, it's like, well, in some cases, folks are stuck with having to get this designer product when it's not going to last nearly as long or any longer than a good high value single laminate product properly installed with great ventilation. Okay. So that's one of the reasons why you can have a fancy product, but if you don't address the ventilation detail, you're wasting money, because your roofs are better suited for the building efficiency, longevity of the building, and your budget because of how well the air flows. Okay. So, disputes between HOAs and individuals within the HOA are not uncommon. You can watch some very entertaining YouTube videos on boardroom disputes and HOAs. Apparently they get pretty wild. I thought they were pretty humorous because people are getting angry and heated about Christmas lights and garbage cans and stuff, but that's I'm not in the community space necessarily, and so I'm just a vendor here to provide services. So don't get mad at us because we're trying to give you good information to help your budgets. We want you to get the best ROI so you can not have to buy a roof. Okay, we want you to get the best return on the initial investment so that we can extend your budgets for things that are unforeseen, like broken pipes or active issues that need to be addressed, like leaks, as a priority that don't necessarily require full replacement, but maybe a repair is more appropriate, right? So what's the best way, again, to not have to buy a roof? Get good workmanship in the first place, buy a quality product, and then maintain the hell out of that system. Every single year, get your annual inspections. Every single year, clean that roof and your drainage system, making sure that everything is flowing smooth, because slow is smooth, smooth is fast, and the great things last when taken care of. Think about your Toyota for your family, for your portfolio. You take care of things and they take care of you. Your roof is an asset for your assets. Your roof is what is protecting your budget and in everything below it. And so it is the most important aspect of a building. And it doesn't necessarily need to be the most expensive part of the building if you just take care of it. So that's my 2 cents on things that come up with HOA related issues. And so more than happy to answer any questions. Feel free to reach out and we'll catch you on the next one. Ciao.